only need the material is scarce, or we can have small fees for the workshops for sustainability actions. The second one by splitting.
Regarding to ice breaking, I think that for our group we didn't face any problems. I think that with using the slide with explains the general rules that we will deal with the participant and some speakers only used to switch out your mobile and something like this. So I think there's no problem with it, especially if the participants are in the same institute for the speaker.
Could I, sorry, just, I don't know whether we can take questions. Should we just let you go through it and then we'll have some questions afterwards, maybe? Okay. Yeah. What? Sorry. Okay. Right. I was just going to ask about fees when you were there. Roughly how much money you think you need to do it? Because you said either you could do it free, obviously that's your time, but can you always get an institutional space for something? What do you need by small fees?
Is as per the avenue. If I need to rent an avenue, then I will get the fees that will cover the avenue and the coffee and the principal hotels. It will not be a very huge fees, but something just to cover the main things that I need to rent.
But when your group did the sort of rollout and you've been to these other places, they obviously asked you to come, so you didn't need to pay anything extra?
We didn't pay, but they took fees from the participants.
They did?
They did. They took a small fees from the participants. It's in exchange of using the avenue.
I hope they paid for your petrol and gave you something to... They didn't?
No. Unfortunately, we didn't take anything.
So
maybe next time.
Negotiating skills then.
But this actually later they asked us for to have this workshop on monthly base, and this time they will pay. So
now we will start negotiating.
It was a good
right. Okay.
Now we will start.
Yeah. You did. Yes.
Okay. Shall we do that?
Training.
Shall we do that?
Yes. Please carry on. Sorry.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah.
I was confused
when you were talking about training and facilitating training.
That was our mistake, really. It meant to be facilitator training, largely.
So it includes the facilitator training.
Yeah. In our experience in the National Research Center, I think we had a problem
because the time was short. Somehow, our weakness, as we mentioned it in the slides, that we have some weakness, and we didn't train the facilitator for all activities. Sometimes we had activities that the facilitator was not understanding it well, so we planned later that we are going to make a training session between us to help the facilitator all the time aware of what is going on. This was weakness. But our ideas in the next cases that we want to make like the participants to be a facilitator later by prescribing if they want to be with us or join to us in this workshop. So we can get new facilitators from other fields, from other universities, and this will be like our advantage or imagination.
Yes, right, very good, thank you. I think the greatest thing I learned as a facilitator and for the training was about keeping quiet, letting other people talk. Yes, it's about getting others to do the talking.
To find facilitators, we didn't face any problem for this because we were 4 persons, so 1 presenter and 4 facilitators for each item. So we don't face any problem for to find facilitators. But for to jump for sustainability.
Sorry, could I ask you, if you want to take it further, what would you be looking for if you were trying to identify possible other facilitators? Because you might only be able to do so many talks yourself, but if you want to roll it out, You need to be find other people to help you do that. What would you be looking for in a facilitator?
Actually, we will select from the participant people to this workshop.
Okay.
The people who do more active and they can understand, have a good background of this items.
Okay. Okay.
For to sustain this work, I think if, we can do this through quality assurance and accreditation units in each faculty, and also through the Center for Leadership and Development project in each university. So we can do this, but this depends on if the institutions accept this or not.
Right.
Yeah.
And would that vary between institutions? Yes. So what do you need to do to persuade them that what you've got is worth all your staff taking the course? What would you need to do to persuade your institution?
I guess you would show the pre-assessment and the post-assessment results, the statistics of how they were unaware of such.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's good evidence,
and of course,
really.
also the evidence of how the undergraduate students, in terms of active learning, are not being taught in for example, surveys for the students. How are you liking this course and stuff like that. For instance, I had that done, and the results were that we wanted more interactive learning. So after such a workshop, the instructors themselves are able to perform this kind of active learning techniques. So it's a win-win situation for the researchers and for the undergraduate students. So that just raises the quality of the...
Absolutely. And to persuade your administrators and managers, I mean, it's the evidence that's going to count, and if you've got it,
yes, definitely.
They're going to buy into it. Right.
I will speak about the institution support, and I guess I was lucky because my institution supported me a lot, but that could be some points of improvement for other institutions. Firstly, I engaged my leaders managers. From the first day we got the grant, and thanks to Mohammed Shinawi, who gathered the leaders and head manager for our institute, and they were very convinced by what we did, and we got the grant because we were multiple groups from Ain Shams University. First of all. Secondly, they promised us in this meeting by many facilities support, and they already gave a good gain from this meeting. Beginning with Avenue rent, they make a discount. A printing house make a discount to print materials. Recruitment, we use the official portal, official website of our institute to get announced through it. And the FLDB support, as Dr. Penn will show up clearly in her discussion minutes after. We promote the idea to the director of FLDB by me, and after that promoted by the dynamic professor Dr. Abtehal, and she can convince her to be one of the mandates for promotion. I also convince my quality assurance director, invite her to be one of the participants. Actually, she hasn't a lot of time to attend the whole, but attending just half an hour or 1 hour was fine for me, just to get a look for what we are doing, and that will engage our workshop in the training program, including the quality assurance program. I think it's after that sustainability, that's what happened in reality. But what else? I think it's a promotion to the council of the faculty. Our dean invite us to promote what we have done April workshop, RCR workshop in the council of the faculty to make an orientation dissemination, awareness dissemination about this, and make an announcement for disseminate such workshop individually in each department. Especially we have already a focal point from each department in our first workshop had done April. Okay.
Right, great, thank you. Any questions?
Any questions?
Yeah.
we have a negative experience, but in the same time it's a successful story, as you mentioned, a case study for Dr. Aoun. He was firstly frustrated by how opposition of his leaders had done for him, firstly, but after that, after he did his work in a good way, in a great way, that makes them ask and requesting him to do it in an official way under the umbrella of the head.
And I think this is the benefits or the advantages for the publications. After that, I did the workshop by using the photo as a feedback and the site of the faculty and of the Facebook. So when the dean and the vice dean saw this photo and see this result, he invited me to do it again and support me with, or promise me to support me with the facilities to do it again and again.
So you just, I mean, you in a sense were convinced that what you were doing was going to be good?
After that, yes, after the workshop.
But they saw, you know, they found out about the outcome, and that was what persuaded them.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So being convinced about what you're going to do is obviously important, right? And publications?
Limitations?
Oh, limitations. Okay, sorry.
Limitations. All of this was a limitation. Beginning with budget, beginning with recruitment. Recruitment of participants was one of the challenging points, but I think most of us rely on two ways. One of them personal communication, other announcements through a website, official website or Facebook page, and was solving for this limitation. However, others was unlucky and they didn't cope such solving for such limitation. Other limitation for budget, for finding facilitators or trained facilitators. I think the solutions had been given by my colleagues is to recruit a participant, active one, who was interacting a lot during my workshop. This is my focus group, and will be condensed trained to be a training of trainees, and after that will be the facilitator to rely on. Institution support, one of the limitations was Dr. Aoun facing, and after that evidence-based, they convinced them to make a great support for him for the further workshop. Publications, you mean internal publication, original publication?
Anything.
Anything, yes. Original publication already on the portal website, we got to publish our workshop. Facebook comments, we consider it as a publication. Personal to personal communication considered as a publication if you are agree with me. And we are planning for interpreting our data, post and pre-statistical analysis data, feedback analysis data, to manuscript a full paper about the story in Ain Shams University.
Great, well done. Yes, please.
I consider you lucky. Because I think you say you convinced it. How you convince it? You have a solid data to convince them, or by
yes.
You have a statistic that they convince it that this is
convinced my institutional hierarchy, my institutional.
How you convince them?
Yes. Actually, I was again lucky. I was involved in a certain work previously with them, and I was, alhamdulillah, a good representative to my school in further grants and further work with it, and so they trust me.
You or a group? You have a
you said about my lucky situation. So I said my lucky situation. Okay. So I involved a lot of other work with my heads and other grants I got, and that made me having a good reputation for them. And so I was trustable. And when I show up my grant and show up my result, and we make a meeting, not only me, other faculties in Ain Shams, a big meeting under umbrella of the president, vice president, and was mainly recruited and organized by Muhammad Al-Shinawi, thanks to him.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.